Come on in. Come on, look, I'm in a different corner today. I'm sitting in my beautiful clam chair. You're getting a different angle from the kitchen. And yes, you can see there's a couple of little boxes here. Did you catch the thumbnail though? Did you see all those big boxes? There were 6 big boxes. Um, one of them you're not going to see because I was sent the wrong item. So that one I'm holding off for later until I get the correct item sent to me. But we're going to open the other 5 big boxes so that you can see. And all of this came from Temu. 1, 2, 3 of them came from local warehouse. These 2 sitting here actually came from direct ship. So I was very happy to find those on direct ship. And we're going to cover what's going on just around the corner. We're going to cover an update on Levi because he was at the vet's yesterday. We'll cover a little update on me and the mama. Yeah. So anyway, how did you guys enjoy those recipes? I got a lot of positive feedback from you. I got some emails with you wanting clarification on certain things. One of the things I do want to clarify for you, the mosquito repellent, the garlic. Bees also do not like garlic and it will deter them, which is why you don't spray that around any of your pollinator plants because you want the bees to still come to the plant. So you need to stay clear of your plant. And a couple of you asked me how far clear. 3 feet. All right. No closer than 3 feet to your pollinator plants. Now, if you do want to get rid of the bees, all you have to do now, some people aren't growing veggie gardens, so you don't care about pollinators, right? Maybe you just have flower gardens or you have things that attract a lot of bees. You might be allergic to bees or you just don't want to risk getting stung. You have small kids, grandkids, great grandkids. If you want to deter the bees, you double the amount of the garlic that you use, and then you spray directly where you don't want bees. If this is the case, you spray right on top of the leaves of the bushes. Back in New York, I used to have massive rows of lilac bushes. And if you've ever seen lilacs, you know the bees love to go to the lilac bushes. I would spray the entire bush from the top all the way down to get rid of the bees, and it worked. But you have to double the amount of garlic. The alternate method to get rid of the bees is to get fresh garlic, raw garlic bulbs, and just chop it down, or you can buy them minced if you want to spend the money, but it's much cheaper to just get the garlic bulbs and either grate them or squish them or whatever you want to do with them, put them in a garlic press, and then take that and lay a little bit around each area. And don't mix it with water. It's okay if the rainwater hits it, but you can use the fresh garlic where you don't want bees, maybe around your patio. Because the fresh garlic, the only thing with that is it will stay pungent until it dissolves completely into the soil. So wherever you put it, you might get a slight smell of garlic if you're within like 3 or 4 feet of where you put it. But just so you know, garlic also deters bees, not just mosquitoes. Okay? So there's a little PSA, a little extra clarification. I hope that answered all your questions when it comes to that. Yeah, I don't think you guys really had any other questions about the recipes. Very cheap, very easy to make. I've already got 2 empty gallon jugs set aside so that I can make plenty of the mosquito repellent because we're entering the season here now where it's going to be very muggy and very mosquito-ish here in Alabama, kind of like upstate New York, something that I'm familiar with. But I ordered a big, like a quart thing of the garlic powder online from Costco because it's cheaper than getting it from the grocery store and getting a little bit. So for like under $20, I got this massive thing and I can make all the mosquito repellent I need all year long. So just a hint, shop around for big, huge commercial size or in industrial size, restaurant size, I think they call it, garlic powder or ground garlic. It's going to be a lot cheaper that way than if you get the little tiny bottles that you get at the grocery store. Right. So shop smart. All right. So we're going to go over these boxes and then I'll tell you about the one that I'm not going to show you. This is the first one. This is for Mr. Levi. Now, you may remember a couple of months ago, I got a pooper scooper for him that's like a little claw. And you squeeze the handle and the claw opens, you let it go and it grabs the poop. Well, Mr. Levi's deposits are too large for that scooper. That's perfect if you have a small dog. I would say anything that leaves Tootsie Rolls on the ground, for lack of a better description. Mr. Levi leaves Lincoln Logs, if that gives you an idea of the difference. And that scooper was just not big enough. So I gave it away. I cleaned it up really good, scoured it, scrubbed it outside, gave it away. My neighbor loves it. It's perfect for her little doggy. And I said, I need to get something more suited for a large dog. So this was direct ship. And this, look at all these handles. And yes, of course, the grips are red. All right. This is a pooper scooper set for a bigger dog. And I'll show you the user manual that came with so you can get an idea of what it looks like. It's a little bin and it's a more solid metal type rake and it's taller so that you do not have to bend to pick anything up. That was another thing with the smaller one for Levi. I had to bend, even though it was like a 24-inch long, hanging it off my ass because of my height. It just wasn't long enough. So this is one handle, and it has these little lock-in pegs. So we're going to put the lock-in pegs here, slide it down to first hole, and it snaps in nice and snug. And I like that because it won't pull apart and it won't twist apart. Oops, I just put the bottom one on. I didn't even look to see that had the bottom peg. Okay, so we do have to pull it apart. I got to put this one on. It's early. All right, that's how easy it is. Come on, get the peg out. Okay, so there's the peg sticking out of it. She's perfectly in place, nice and tight, locked in. Now we can add the next one. Squeeze it in. Push through till it pops and locks into place. This is the bottom part. This goes into the rake. This is a nice, solid, riveted metal rake. Look at that. And across, this thing is about 6 inches across. Nice and solid. Love that. We're going to pop this in. There we go. Now we have a nice tall rake, which is, I would say, about 40 inches. I have this standing on the floor. And can you see how high it comes? Higher than the chair, which means there's no way I'm going to have to bend to use this. And it's nice and solid. It's locked in. Has a nice rubber grip, and it has the hook for hanging. So let me set that piece there. And then the bottom piece, I'm loving this already. And I will put the prices up on the screen. I didn't write the prices on the box, but I will put the price up on the screen. All right, let's get this one put together really quickly. Why are you not wanting to go in? I have the mixed up. I don't know why it doesn't want. There we go. All right, pops in nice and easy. And this I prefer to the ones that that you screw together, because the ones you screw together as you use them, do you ever notice they tend to loosen up? But these are not going to loosen up because these are popped together. Now here's the little bin. This is what you scoop it into. Again, solid metal. nice and sturdy, riveted on the back. This does not tip up or down. It stays stationary in one position, so it's not going to fold up on you as you push stuff into it, so to speak, or as you rake things into it. Come on, get in there. There we go. Nice and solid. And again, this is tall, but it has this. This is the clip so that when you're not using it, you can actually flip the two pieces together and it holds. Very cool, right? I love this. And this was a deal. And as I said, this was direct ship. This one was not local warehouse. So the option I'm thinking of with this on the bottom is that I can like tuck a plastic bag around it if I wanted to, but I'm not too worried. I can get a fair amount because I pick up every couple of days, so I can get a fair amount into this, dump it in a plastic bag, get rid of it, and just hose this off. So I am very, very pleased with that. That's really cool. Never thought I'd be excited about Hooper Duty or deposit patrol, whatever you want to call it. All right. Next item for Mr. Levi. I classified that for Mr. Levi because what else am I going to use it for? Well, I could use it as I go around the yard to pick up the pine cones that come off of the trees, little things that I want to pick up. But you know what? I have my grabber and I use the bucket, but it's an option. I can pick up other things with it. All right, let's see what this is. I didn't even open this yet. Oh, okay. This is for Mr. Levi. Now, I've talked about Mr. Levi's condition, and I've talked about how he has to eat smaller meals per day, and he eats on average 3 to 4 times a day, but each meal is only about a cup or a half a cup. So, like, he'll get a half a can of his special food, and then maybe he'll get a cup of dry food mixed with something else so that it softens it up. So his meals, he's not eating a big bowl full like he used to, and his dishes are big. Well, y'all saw me get that mat from AliExpress in my last video. Why did I get such a big mat? Because of this. This is an elevated feeder for Mr. Levi. And it's adjustable. Here's the instructions for it. Not too hard, pretty self-explanatory. It comes with comes with 3 dishes, and I'm going to show you the difference in the 3. It comes with 2 40-ounce dishes. And these are deep. These are a good size. But this is perfect for the amount that he's now eating, so that I can use one as a water dish and one as his food. Or it also comes with what they call a slow feeder. So when he does get his kibble that's been moistened, I can put it in this and he can eat it a little slower. So my plan is to put this on one side, and I'll just set it inside the regular bowl because you can see it fits inside the regular bowl so that I have the base bowl if I want it. This will be for his wet food. This will be for his dry food. Okay. And well, the moistened dry food. And then on the side, I will use the the self-made elevated bowl that I have for him to keep his water in. So he'll actually have extra feeding station. Now, the legs on this, they just swing open. That's it. That's all there is to it to get them open. And they have these adjustable pegs. And for him, I am going to adjust these. See how hard this is to do. This piece is the piece that slides up when you push the button. So you don't have to do them at the same time. You can make it as high or as low as you want. I'm going to raise it up to about that high. See the difference? And we'll see how that works for him. So I'm going to take it up 2 levels. There we go. And this is how high this is. So this is about a foot off the floor. I don't want him, and the vet and I discussed it. We don't want him having to really bend his neck because he has an elongated palate. And that means that his throat is very narrow because of his palate. So the more he bends his throat to eat, the harder it is for the food to pass through, and he ends up coughing and hacking like you've heard him do. So this is the finished product. Pretty cool, right? And this is what we're going to try for him. And it's going to go on that big mat. So now you know why I got the larger mat. This is about 15, maybe even 18 inches. I didn't bring my measuring tape over here with me. But this is a good length. And then next to it on the mat will sit his elevated water bowl. Make sense now? Okay. So Mr. Levi has his two little gifts, things from his use. Oh, let me put that down there on the floor. And he's already eyeballing it, going like, what the heck is that, Mom? So when I see it on the floor, I'm thinking, all right, it might be the perfect height, or I might have to drop it down just one more notch. We'll see how comfortable he is eating out of it. So starting today, I'll put that down. I'll put a picture up of what it looks like for you. All right. So those are the things for Mr. Levi. That's 2 out of 5 boxes. What do you think so far, right? Those two were direct ship again, just in case you were wondering. All right. Let's get into the bigger boxes. I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't want to show you that one until I show you the other one. Okay, let me get this big one over here. I got them stacked in the corner. This big box. And this is heavy. I shouldn't do that. Okay, so you all know I have 11-foot ceilings. And I have a shed outside that, because the way my landscaping goes, my shed is not as high in the front where it sits as to in the back where the ground drops off. It's higher. So in order to paint it, I need to be able to be on a ladder. I have one of those multi-position ladders, but it's super big, super heavy, super bulky, takes up a gosh awful amount of space. And it's just a pain in the neck to get it in and out. I had a lot of problems when I was painting in the bathroom with it, getting up high, because the space in the bathroom was so limited, and the legs on this thing like flared out, and it was a nightmare. Now, y'all know I got to work on the walls out here, 11 feet up, and that big ladder is just not going to do it for me. So I'm going to push you back a little bit so that I can take this out of the box and show you what I got. What did I get? I got an expandable ladder. This is what some people refer to as an RV ladder because it does fold completely. I mean, think about it. It fits in this box and it goes to, gosh, I don't even know. It weighs 16 pounds. I think it goes to something like 15 feet. We'll take, oh, that's a nice garbage bag. Saving it. Okay. Recycle, reuse, right? All right. Let's see if I can get this out of here. I'm going to flip the box over. Oh, okay. Throw that out the porch. This is what it looks like. This thing is heavy. 16 pounds, but the other one, the bigger one that I have, probably weighs double this. It has nice base on the bottom. It has gripping. See the grippies on the bottom of that? It has a band to keep everything closed. And I'll flip it around. I'm trying not to knock the computer over. Do it this way. It has a buckle type band. See the buckle on it? So it has a buckle type band, so you don't have to worry about it coming loose when you don't want it to. And it holds everything in place. And to lift it up, you simply pull it up. And it locks into place as you pull it up. Still have 4 more to go. I think this thing is going to hit my ceiling. That's what I want to see, how high. And that's how easy it is to open it. You just literally, okay. So I am within about 4 inches of my 11-foot ceiling. So if I had to say, I would say this thing easily goes 9 to 10 feet. Doesn't say on here, just says telescoping ladder, user's manual. It doesn't say how high it goes. Okay, so to bring it down, there are little buttons on the back side here where I am. Where's the little buttons? Hold on. All right, hold on. Oh, the buttons are on your side. See these black buttons? You push in the black buttons. You pull them in towards the center, and it brings the piece down. So you don't want your hands in there when you're doing it. So again, you pull in towards the center, and it brings the piece down. I'm trying to keep my hands out of the way, if you know what I mean. I'll do it from this side. Okay, come on, in. I'm worried about it hitting my fingers. So anyway, I got to turn it around. I can't do this backwards because it's going to hurt me. All right, there we go. As you push on them, the one above it comes down. So I'm pushing down here. You see how that all just dropped down? That's why my hands are not in the way. So that's what you want to do. You push on the ones. That's how easy it is to close this thing down. Now the steps are that wide. So you got about 1.5 inches. So it's not like stepping on a rung, but it's not quite as wide as stepping on a regular ladder. This buckle strap is adjustable. So if you need to tighten it up a little bit, you can tighten it up a little bit. But the whole idea is just to keep it compact. And that's what you're looking at. So this is going to be easy to maneuver in the house. It's light enough that I can pick it up with one hand. Only weighs about 16 pounds. So think of 2 gallons of milk. That's about what it weighs. This is going to be a space saver and a lifesaver for me. The other ladder is twice as wide and much taller and a lot heavier. I can get this. We'll go all the way up that easy to any height I want. It has a weight capacity of, I believe it's 400 and some odd pounds. So basically 2 adults could stand on this if necessary. I'm very happy with this. And I got to tell you, when I told my neighbor that I got one and he asked me what I paid for it, his jaw hit the floor because he paid over $100 for his exact same RV ladder. Look at the price. Seriously? And of course, no $2.99 shipping because it was over $30. But yeah, and you have to shop around because that exact same ladder is on sale by a lot of different vendors, but some of them have it for $50, $60, $70, $80. I found the exact same product at a vendor selling it for a heck of a lot less. And now that means I am ready to, when I come back from visiting Mom in Arizona, I can actually go out and paint my shed. I was waiting for this. I was so happy for this. Okay, next item. I did not even open this box. Oh, let me see. Let me see. Okay, big box. So this one is not too heavy, which is a good thing. Let me get this open. I don't know why I didn't open this one. I don't have Charlie here, but I do have scissors next to me. Oh, and I know you're all wondering about the Family Appreciation Giveaway box. Well, it really, it has made me, as I said, it was a very bittersweet announcement that I had to do in the last video that Janine did not claim it. I still haven't heard from her. However, when I did the announcement Tuesday afternoon that the alternate, Cathy, was moving up into the winner's position, as you probably saw if you looked at any of the comments from that video, Cathy did claim the box. It only took her a heartbeat, or as some of us say, she did it in a New York minute. She's like, her comment was she couldn't believe that crossing your fingers actually works. And it did. And Cathy, I'm very happy for you. And I do want to let you know, I have your box. I'm going to stop for just a second before I open this box that I started talking about. Hold on. Here is Cathy's box of goodies that's going out to her. I did put an extra surprise in there for her. And I am not going to tell you or her what I put in there. But let's just say it's a very rare item that you'll never find it any place if you don't get it from me. And hopefully she'll enjoy it. And you'll all be jealous. So, what's in this box? An umbrella stand. An umbrella stand that will take 50 pounds of weight. Let me pull this out. Get the box, throw the box out onto the porch. Have the front door open in case you couldn't tell. All right. So your umbrella goes in here. It has the screws to tighten it in 2 locations so that it secures it. What is sliding around back and forth in there? I don't know. And here's the base. And this is a good size base. Oh, hold on. Hold on. This is another good trash bag. I'm going to save it. Okay. It's got your little Allen wrench, or big Allen wrench in this case, that comes with it. Now, this, you can see the size of this. This is almost 24 inches across. This is big. It does have a handle for carrying it, but when you fill it, you can't carry it because this holds 50 pounds of water or 50 pounds of sand. Your umbrella goes down here in the center. There's your opening. Put your water or your sand in here. Now, you can, if you want to have it stationary, you can do a mixture of sand and gravel. But I'm just going to do water because this is going to be sealed up. Water is not going to hurt this. This is like the really hard plastic type of material. Very secure, bolted on the bottom. I can hear something rolling around in there, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. So anyway, this goes in here like this. It does secure on the bottom. Oh, I know what's in there. I have to take the bottom off to get the screw out. Your pole goes in here, and you have your nice, sturdy, heavy-duty umbrella stand. I like that this is wide. This is so much wider than the last one I had. The last one I had, once I put the umbrella in it, it would not hold it. And it kept blowing over because I didn't have the umbrella pole going through a table. I had it just freestanding between 2 chairs. So my umbrella kept tipping over and fortunately didn't get damaged. But so let me look at the instructions here for a quick second. That's not the instructions for that. That's the ladder instructions. I don't know what I do with the instruction. Oh, hello. Go down. Okay, so apparently there's a screw someplace. You see where it says the screw right there? But I don't see the screw. The screw is not in with this. So I imagine the screw is what I hear rolling around in the bottom. Yep, I hear the screw. So I'm going to have to take this off the bottom to get the screw so that I can bolt the pole into place. The pole will screw to the base so that the pole does not move. That's why, another reason why I picked this. So now I have a beautiful, big, humongous umbrella base. Love it. And I will put that together in a heartbeat after the video. And of course, after I get that screw out the bottom. Now, one more box. The umbrella that I had in Arizona, as I said, kept falling over. Well, eventually, the storms that destroyed all my gardens back in Arizona also destroyed the umbrella that I had. Even though I had it closed and tied down, it totally smashed it. It bent it. It broke the solar lights because when you opened it up, it had lights underneath it so you could sit outside in the dark. So I got a new one from Temu, local warehouse. This is identical to what I had in Arizona in every way. This is identical. I got beige or cream or whatever color you want to call this. Okay. Pull out these poles. Can't believe I'm doing this sitting in the bed. I just fell and dropped on my foot. Okay, I have another foot. I'm trying to get this out without damaging anything in the house. Okay, did it. Comes with a 1-year warranty. It's made by patio-outdoor.com. This actually shipped to me from New Jersey. Yes, I have it upside down. I know I have it upside down. I'm working with space limitations here, guys. Okay, flipping it over. I'm not going to save the bag. In Arizona, I had saved the bag for technically wintertime, but Arizona didn't really have a winter. I would just take the umbrella down and lay it inside the lanai. There's technically not a winter here either, so I can take this umbrella down, and now that I have a shed, I can just put it in the shed so it doesn't need a cover. The top comes bubble wrapped in like a bottle bubble container. Is that the coolest thing? Just like when I was packing and moving here, because the top has, I'm going to tip it this way, so hopefully you can see it, has the solar panel on the top. And that's a big solar surface. All right. Has the Velcro strap to keep it closed. And underneath, trying to figure out which one it has, on one of the little feet, it actually has a switch, which I'm trying to feel for. Of course, you know I won't find it. That would be too easy, right? But it has a little switch on one of the little feet where you turn the light on. It has a crank to open it all the way up. This is a nice canvas material, by the way. I love how thick this is. I'm just going to lay this down here for a second before I knock something around the house. The bottom pole here has that same clamp in to hold the top to the bottom. And this is the base for the pole. Now, on this particular base, it has where you can take out the pieces till you get the right size. Do you see how it has the different sections? So I have to take out at least one, if not two, of those little filler pieces so that I can get the right size. How these are in here pretty tight. See if I can get the right size for this particular pole. I might only have to take one of them out. Those are in there pretty snug, as you can see, because they're meant to stay in there. They're not meant to be easy to come out and let your pole be loose. Make sure that's backed off enough. And there is no easy way to pry these out. You just literally have to pry them until you get that extra piece out of there. All right, I need to get my pliers, but I'm not going to get my pliers. But anyway, as you can see, I have to take this center piece out because this particular pole is the exact same size as that first piece, but it'll fit in with the next one. So I will take that out, I will put it together, and I will put a picture up. Oh, I just realized why it wouldn't come up. This top one screws all the way in through. See the hole? So now that that one's out, the pole should fit. Okay, yes, that was a blonde moment. There we go. So now this pole fits in here perfect. At least this one. So the pole can pass down through. There we go. Nice, sturdy, tight fitting. Perfect fit. No wiggle. Yeah. So that's the products, guys. That's my big items. Everything was big. Levi's Scooper Patrol tools, Levi's elevated dish. I'm really actually surprised at how big these dishes are because most of the time when you get an elevated dish, they're really, really tiny. This is a good sized dish and it's still a lot more than what he needs, but it will also keep the dish from sliding across the floor. It's down a little deeper, so hopefully it won't make such a mess. That and his water dish are going to fit on the mat nicely. I've got my ladder now. So the other ladder that I had, I'm going to put it up on Marketplace and sell that. Maybe I can get 75 bucks or so for it because it does cost about $300 for that bigger ladder. But I'll put that ladder up on Marketplace. I will put together this umbrella stand and the umbrella and get that ready to go out in the backyard. Now, the item, and I'll put a picture up here for you. Let me pull you in closer again. Hi, how are you? Come on in. What'd you bring with you, by the way? The last time one of you came, you brought Bailey's, and I had made peanut butter cookies. So we had a good time. What did you bring today? Okay, I just brought coffee today. Coffee's what I brought. So the item, the sixth box that I didn't show you, hold on a second. Mm. Yes, my Temu coffee mug. The sixth box was a set of folding camping chairs. Now, I could have gotten a regular patio set for the backyard, but it's too soon to do that. I have a lot more work to do in the backyard. I've got a ton more seating and grass and a little bit of area that I have to set up as for like my little backyard patio. I have the fencing to do. So spending the money for a big fancy patio set, it was kind of not a really good idea. That would not have been smart at this point. So instead, I got, excuse me, I had ordered two camping folding chairs, canvas chairs that had the little holders in the sleeves. They came in the cases and I ordered them in a dark green. I didn't want black. I didn't want gray. So I just ordered them in a dark green because the one camping chair that I do have, you might remember from the video when Levi and I went camping last October in Arizona, is dark green. So I figured, well, that will give me three dark green matching chairs for myself and my two closest neighbors, so that we can all sit out and hang out, right? Well, they didn't send me green. They sent me navy blue. I would never order anything, furniture, household items, yard items, anything in navy blue. Blue is just not my color. It's okay in clothing, but none of my dishes, none of my household stuff, nothing outside, and definitely not a chair that's going to be out there all the time. No. So I contacted the seller. Well, first I went online and I wanted to do a return, and I knew I'd have to ship them back because when I opened the box, I saw they were navy. I didn't even take them out of the box. So I was prepared to get a label and next time I'm into town, take the trip to the UPS store and just send them back. But then it gave me the option to contact seller. So I clicked on contact seller. And what I wrote was, I ordered green, dark green. My order clearly shows dark green. Why did you send me navy blue? The bot automatically said, we apologize for the inconvenience. We're so sorry that you did not get the product that you ordered. Would you like to do a refund without return? And I'm thinking, seriously? This was like $35 worth of chairs. There's nothing wrong with them. And I was willing to return them. So I told the bot, yeah, okay. Thinking that I would get a partial refund. I got a full refund without having to return the chairs. So when I got the refund, I went to a different vendor. I searched out, I ordered a new set of chairs. And this time I said, you know what? I ordered red. Red's my favorite color. And my tablecloth for outside is red and white checked. So I was like, okay, I ordered red. I would have ordered brown if they had it to go with the house, but I'm okay with the red of the choice selections. And the red ones were about $5 more than what I had paid for the green ones that I had ordered but didn't get. But the red ones have a little pocket on the side for like a book or your phone or whatever you want to drop in that pocket. And then on the one arm of the chair, you actually unzip it and it has a little cooler section where you can put ice cubes in. It's insulated. You put ice cubes in, it'll hold up to 3 soda cans. So it's got a little built-in cooler in the chair. And it's a set of 2, and it only cost me like $5 more than the ones I originally ordered. So of course I went with those. So you'll get to see those when they come. All right. So it was bad news, was turned into good news, was turned into better news. And those chairs were local warehouse. And this particular local warehouse did refund me the $2.99 shipping in addition to the cost of the chairs and the tax that I paid. So 100% of everything I paid, actually, no way, I didn't have local shipping because of the cost, but 100% was refunded back to me. So if you ever have to do a return on an item and it gives you the option to contact seller, definitely do it. You have nothing to lose. You might end up, So the navy blue chairs are going to stay in the box. And because of the community where I live, a lot of people here use them because they're easy to, if we get a storm coming through, you can fold them up and quick throw them in the shed. You can take them with you if you're heading down to the beach, which is not that far away. Lots of beaches, actually pretty close between lakes, rivers, and going down to the Gulf. So they're very easy to transport. They're very easy to store, and they're sturdy. So I contacted the offices here at the community where I live. I said, hey, look, I was sent the wrong product. I can't use these. If anybody else can use them, please let me know. I don't know if you can post anything in the office. Let me know if this is something that we can do. If not, I'll put them up on Marketplace and, see if anybody wants them. If any of you guys want them and you're willing to pay shipping, speak up. Just let me know. You can contact me by email, konneeslittlecorner@gmail.com. I'll let you know what it says the weight is on the box so you can figure out what your shipping would be based on the weight and you're from my zip code to your zip code. And I'll be happy to, next time I take a run into town, I'll send them out to you. Okay? So I think that worked out. All things considered, that worked out pretty good. All right. So that takes care, as I said, that's the products. That's the item that I didn't get. Now, let's do a little bit of what's been going on around the corner. And I'm going to start out with an update on Levi. So as you all know, about, almost 2 months ago now, um, about 2 months ago, Levi was diagnosed with cancer. It's a very slow growing cancer. It's one of those cancers that it's a carcinoma, but it doesn't typically spread to other organs. It may take many months, many, even years for it to be terminal. And it can cause problems, as it is doing with Levi, with other organs. For example, he's on a ACE blocker to keep his blood pressure down so his heart doesn't have to work so hard. He has the inflammation or the swelling of his spleen, and he's not a candidate for splenectomy surgery because of that. He has an inflammation and enlargement of his liver, which is where the cancer is actually located. So he has started Denamarin, which is a liver supplement to help his liver repair itself, or at least to maintain its current state of health. He's on iron. He does take the ACE blocker, and he gets regular supplements like Cosequin for his joints and that kind of thing. So he has about 5 different things he takes. Only one is a prescription, and that's for the blood pressure medication. So yesterday he went back to the vets. It'd been 4 weeks since he'd been to the vet, and the vet drew blood work. And of course, I was sitting anxiously in the exam room, waiting for the results of the blood work. Levi was just laying on the floor, going to sleep. He doesn't stress at this vet's office at all. He's very, very comfortable. And that little red cardinal all of a sudden started popping back and forth and coming to the window. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be another good visit. And I just firmly believe that until the vet walked in, and the look on his face was very stern. And I looked at him and I said, well, he says, how you doing? I said, you tell me, how are we doing? So he had a full comparison. He had the original blood work that was done by Levi's first vet, who we sadly lost. And then he had his blood work that he had done from 4 weeks ago, and then the new blood work from today. The good news, absolutely no change in a bad way for any of his blood counts, any of his levels. Everything is almost spot on, exactly the same as it had been from 2 months ago. His anemia is just a little bit improved, which is good. And his liver function tests showed there was no change in his liver enzymes. His cholesterol was good. Everything else, his white cell count was good. He said everything else was textbook perfect. He didn't see any issues. He didn't see any problems. He checked Levi out, and there's no increased distension or swelling in his belly. And the vet basically said, whatever I've been doing, let's just keep on doing it because it's working. It's maintaining him. And instead of him having to go every 3 to 4 weeks for blood work, our next blood work is in 6 weeks. So he's pushed it out by a couple of weeks. And he did indicate that if in 6 weeks, if those tests come out as good as what we just had, if it's also showing no change, then he might push it out to where the next test will be in 3 months after that test. So we can push it out a little further once we can see a history that we've got Levi maintaining and there's no progression. So in 6 weeks, which will be about a week or so after I come back from visiting mom, it's going to be late June when we go. He'll get another ultrasound just to do an image update from the last ultrasound, because that'll be his 3rd scan. So he can do a comparison on that. He'll get more blood work, and all we can do is send prayers and cross our fingers. We don't anticipate Levi is going to be able to gain any weight simply because his body is working hard enough to just maintain the health that he's in. If I can get a pound on him or so, that would be okay. But the goal is to keep him where he's at. He's only at 49 pounds. He should be at about 55 pounds to fill him out a little bit. But the vet said, you know what? He's good. Let's just let's not stress. So I'm trying not to stress. I took yesterday's visit as nothing but good news. There was no negatives he had, nothing to concern me. But I asked him, I said, why did you come in here looking so straight faced? He says, well, he says, I kind of knew that you were going to be a little concerned. He says, and I didn't want to come in here. He says, I was trying to be neutral. He says, I didn't realize it was not neutral. I said, you know what? You got good news for me. You just walk in here with a smile. Don't be doing that to me because that makes me worry. So anyway, there's the Levi update. The mama update, mama's doing as good as can be expected. I have noticed in the video calls that mom's mobility is starting to fail noticeably. She is 96 years old. She's had 3 strokes, 2 broken hips. She's had knee surgeries in the past. I'm amazed that this woman is still going. Sheer stubbornness is what she tells me is the reason why she's still going. And she always says she's going to stick around so she can make everybody else's life miserable. Well, I don't know about making anybody miserable, but she definitely keeps us on our toes. So when I go see her, I have made, as I think I told you in the past, I had made accommodations that I actually didn't, I didn't secure a regular hotel room. I got a little mini suite that is handicap accessible, so it has much more room. It has an accessible bathroom with grab bars and whatnot, because mama can't walk all that far anymore. And when she does, somebody always has to have their hand on her back. And I've noticed this in the videos because she tends to lose her balance. She walks with her feet too close and she trips over her own feet. She's become a little bit of a klutz, which kind of surprises me because she just was always good with her knowing where her feet were and being able to keep her feet. But she can't do that anymore. And that's to be expected. And because just the distance from the front of the hotel, getting out of the vehicle and coming back into where my hotel room is going to be, it's too much for her to walk. And I don't want her exhausted. I don't want to have any risk of falls for the visit. I want to keep her as safe and comfortable as I possibly can during this visit. So I've asked that her portable wheelchair be provided. So that we can use that when, just going back and forth through the hotel or to get in and out of the hotel, going across the parking lot where we're going to have dinner on one of the nights, any place that she is going to need to sit down. So even when we go out to the restaurant on Tuesday for lunch, from the parking lot into the restaurant, so she doesn't have to stand like while waiting to get to the table, we're going to use the portable wheelchair. It just makes more sense to keep her safe and do that. So I have a tentative itinerary, which I did send to her caregiver and to my friend Robert, communicate with him on this is the schedule that, I'd like to have with mom so that he knows in advance to plan. He will be joining us, of course, which I'm excited about. The least I can do is buy him lunch, buy him dinner while I'm there. And hopefully, he'll accept some gas money or something from me. But we'll see. I might just get him a gift card, and just leave it somewhere in his car so that he can find it. And that'll be my thank you. So anyway, so that's the update on the family. An update on me. I went to my new PCP a couple of days ago. Everything's good. Got my blood work done. I have a little black and blue, not very big, right there, just a little tiny black and blue from the blood work. And FedEx just pulled up in front of my house. I have another package. Anyway, that's for the next video. And more stuff coming. So everything came out as I expected. My new PCP hadn't had a time to go through my medical records, so they didn't know. So we had a discussion on what they found. And the kind of good news is they're going to be lowering the dose of my thyroid medication because with Hashimoto's, it's up, down, up, down, up, down. So every 3 months we have to check it. And it'd been a while since we checked it. And in order for me to start a new weight loss plan, which I am going to be starting when I come back from mom's, they needed to make sure that my thyroid was as regulated as possible. So I feel good. I don't have an issue. I am going to go see a podiatrist sometime in the next month. If you recall a few videos ago, I told you I was walking Levi at the back of the house and I stepped on a piece of rebar that was protruding up through the ground, and that hurt my heel. And it's not improving. It's not getting any better. It's sore all the time. It hurts to stand on it. It limits how much I can be on my feet during the day. So I'll take care of it. And in the meantime, I'll just live with it. It is what it is. All right. The plants, the rest of the stuff around the corner. Holy cow. The canna growth. Now, I'll put a picture up here and I'll put the measurements up here next to it. These cannas, the giant cannas, they are taking off like wildfire. Every day I look at them and I'm like, oh my God, they've grown 2 inches, or they've grown 3 inches, or they've grown 6 inches. I just can't get over it. I knew they were going to be big, but I did not anticipate how quickly they were going to get big. So check out these pictures. They're absolutely massive, but they're so beautiful. I love the leaves, and more leaves are opening up as they get bigger. It just flooring me. Now, the regular canna, I have several of those planted in an area, and the one bigger one, that thing's grown a couple of more inches, and the other ones, they're catching up, but I don't think they were established at the same time. Some of them I had found the bulbs around the yard and I moved the bulbs there, so they're just getting a good grip now, but everything is going beautiful. The veggies, holy cow. The watermelon plants now are getting big enough that they're actually starting to lay over. And they're changing from those little baby round leaves to now the leaves that are like spiky and the little fuzzies that come out on the stems. I'm definitely going to have more watermelon than that container can hold. I did not expect all these things to thrive so well. The tomato plants are now almost 2 feet high, and 10 days ago, they were only about 7 inches. So I had to go out there and put extra clips onto the trellis to keep them from falling over. And they've got the yellow flowers, they've got the females on them. They've got the yellow flowers, and you're starting to see the stems swell a little bit, like that's where it's going to be getting the tomato plants. The tomatoes are going to come off of it. So the veggie growth is great. The green pepper plant in 2 weeks has gone from 6 inches tall to about 18, 20 inches tall. And it's got its first little pepper buds on it. So hopefully you've been looking at all the pictures I've been throwing up here as I've been talking, because I'm just going to pop them up so that you can see everything. And the lily of the valley that I initially only had one sprout on, well, I guess there's some late bloomers because now there's a whole bunch of those sprouts coming up. The hostas are going good. Now, if you remember, I ordered the red and white hostas. None of them were coming up the way a red hosta would, except for one. And I'll show you a close-up of the picture of this leaf. When your hosta, all hostas start out with green leaves. But as they reach a certain maturity, the colors start to come out in the leaves. And in this particular one, you can see the red veining starting to come out in the leaf. Eventually, that entire particular one will start getting more predominantly red. I haven't seen that color in any of the other ones. I did get refunded by the seller, which was a local warehouse, because I sent him pictures. And I said, look, this one and only this one out of like 50 seeds that I planted, this is the only one that is going to be a red hosta. Everything else is either bigger or the same size, is still green, and is not what I ordered. It's not a red and white hosta. So they did refund me for that. So it looks like I'm going to have a mix. I may have a few that are the red hostas and the rest that are the green. And it's going to kind of look like Christmas in my front yard. But okay, I can figure out if I want to leave them or move them around or plant them in different I don't know. I'll figure that out as I go. So that's what's been going on around the corner. The plan, as I said, when I come back from visiting with Mama, is I will be painting the shed now that I have my ladder. I will be setting up the backyard sitting area once I get the replacement chairs. I have a table that's going to go out there. I just have to cut a hole for the umbrella to go through that table. So I'll have the table, I'll have the umbrella going through it, I'll have the chairs next to it, and then off in front of it, I'll have the fire pit. That whole area I have to work on. I have to put some gravel. I want gravel under the fire pit. It just makes sense. There's no point putting grass where ash and whatnot might fall down underneath it, right? So I'm going to be working on all that stuff when I come back. I do have a whole bunch of direct ship items in my cart. I got lucky with some of the things I was looking for and I was able to find them, but I'm not going to place that order until next week. I don't have that much time between now and when I go to Mom's, and I have some other things I have to do. So I might do one more small video before that. Maybe sometime next week, I'll do another video. But then when I come back from Mom's, you can look forward to a new orders that I've gotten and a little bit of maybe some pictures or clips or something about my time, my visit, my travel out to Arizona. I'm going to be seeing some friends in addition to Mom, or Mom and I are going to be seeing some friends. So I'm looking forward to everything. So that's what's been going on. That's what will be going on. As you can see now, I have more stuff I have to put together and do. And yeah, I'll probably go out and put to use Levi's new pickup tool that I got. I'll probably go out and do that later on this afternoon. We'll see. But anyway, guys, big thumbs up. Share it, get out into the universe. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. All right. Cathy, I will be finishing packing up your box and I will give you a heads up when it's on its way. And for those of you that were wondering how far I'm sending the box, it's continental United States. Cathy is in the United States. I'm not going to say where without her permission, but she's in the United States. And I was totally prepared thinking, okay, maybe she's one of my viewers from England or Australia or something, but nope. She's here in the good old USA. So a little bit of break on the shipping there. The box is heavy. So shipping is going to be snail mail. I don't know. We'll find out. I might ship it UPS so she gets it quicker. I haven't decided yet. My next trip into town, though, is when it's going out to her. So, guys, remember, stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet. And I will catch you soon with more of something. We'll be here just around the corner. If you're looking for me, that's where I'll be. Bye.